Welcome back. Titans Media Day continues. Thanks again to Denny Cap and giving us an idea of women's basketball as we get set for the women's team. Now it's over to the men's side. And you may recognize this face to my left. That's Antoine Davis, back for season number 5, playing for Detroit Mercy, playing for his father, and the head coach, Mike Davis. We'll talk to him coming up in just a little bit. Antoine, you came back? I didn't know you were coming. All right. Did you guys hear about this? Welcome back, Antoine. It's good to see you, my man.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
All right. So, if you can articulate what the last couple of months have been like for you, specifically the process through the portal and how everything went, what surprised you, what didn't, and what ultimately led you to coming back to Detroit Mercy.
Yeah, I don't know how people deal with the portal. That's a crazy place to deal with. Just the whole process. Somebody texting you every day, asking you, they want you to come to your school, show interest in you, and stuff like that. I mean, it's chaos. It's really chaotic, and it came really fast, and it was a lot at the time. But I'm glad to be back for one more year. I couldn't really see myself playing anywhere else in another jersey except for Detroit Mercy.
When you go into the portal, I feel like almost 99.9% of the time when a player, you just call him player X, goes into a portal, it's to go somewhere else. But obviously, when you made that decision, you still had your heart here at Detroit Mercy. So when was the moment or what happened for you that gave you that feeling that the right choice would be to come back?
Just talk to my people about it and everything, and they just helped me with it, and they said, just make the best decision for you for yourself. Going somewhere else wouldn't be bad, but but staying here, wouldn't be bad either. And I just really couldn't imagine myself playing anywhere else and playing for another coach and playing for another university because of this is where I started, and I just wanted to finish everything out here.
Well, I know a lot of people are very, very excited to have you back. And now that you are back, it's a different roster. And it's something that I know your dad's talked a lot about. And I remember when we would talk about like roster construction and like how he wanted to build this thing. This was going back years now from the very beginning. He said one of the things that we want to do is we want to find guys who had big time pedigrees coming out of high school, very talented, very highly thought of, highly regarded players who didn't necessarily get the opportunities, whether it be at their Division One mid-major or high major college team. And he wanted to assemble those guys and bring them all together and surround you with those guys. And it feels like this version of this team might be closer to that than anyone that he's formed since that time. What have you gathered about this?
Yeah, we got some really, really, really good guys coming in. That came in, Gerald especially, and then Jaden. They came from Grand Canyon. We got some those are really two really good scorers, and they've seen it, the high level. They've been there. They know what it takes. They know what they got to do. So it's like having that experience of, especially Gerald playing at Texas and having the experience and knowing like he knows to come in and he knows that we have to work hard and we have to stick together in order to do something really big and special here.
He talked about ball handlers and being able to take a little bit of pressure off you in that way. Have you noticed a difference in that way? Because you've had the ball in your hands a lot for the last 4 years.
Yeah, we got, TJ Moss came from McNeese, and then Kyle from last year, and then Jamel Pink. We got some players that can really handle the ball and just learn how to run the team. I've helped them with learning plays and just like certain stuff like where you need to be and as the point guard what you have to do and stuff like that. So just trying to be a leader for the guys, the new guys coming in, and just the guys that's been here and just helping them out with everything, with the offense, the defense, learning where they need to be off the ball, when they're on the ball, and everything. Just trying to help them out.
There's been so much roster fluctuation over the last couple of seasons, all the years that you've been here, that you kind of had to have been a leader almost from the day you got here. There's not a lot of true freshman guys that you consider to be maybe a leader on a team, but I go back to your first year, and it feels like that's what you kind of had to take on. I don't know if that was something that was easy to deal with, but you've had a lot of practice in that leadership role. So what do you know about that now as opposed to when you kind of got thrust into it in your first or second year?
Just I matured a lot from my freshman and sophomore year. Um, and yeah, being thrown into the leadership role as a freshman is really, really hard to do, especially with seniors on your team. And they don't really know my dad like how I know him, and so it was easier for me to kind of be a leader for them, just to kind of feel him out, just like knowing what he likes and just telling them like what he likes and you know how he expects you to work hard and everything, and just like what he expects out of you, and so just helping them understand him for the most part. And then now it's just like I can actually be a leader. I've experienced it for myself, being here 4 years, being my fifth year, and so now I'm just trying to complete myself as a leader and just helping everybody knowing where they need to be and everything.
What helps you complete yourself as a leader, like you said, on the court? I mean, I have a feeling I know some of your goals going into this season, but what's some of the most important things to you this year?
Just learn how to speak up a little more. I'm really quiet. I'm a shy guy sometimes. I'm laid back. I don't really, not really, you know, all out. Just be out, but just coming out of my comfort zone with not being so shy around the guys and just like trying to help them and speaking up more in practice and telling everybody, if we need to talk, we need to talk, and when to be serious about stuff, and just being able to lock in, just stepping into that side of leadership.
There's not a lot of guys who can roll out and score 35 points in a college basketball game, and that's a lot harder than getting up and speaking in front of all these people today, but you made both of those look easy today. Antoine, I really appreciate you taking some time with us. Good luck this season, and appreciate you spending some time with us on Media Day.
Yeah, thank you, appreciate you.
That is Antoine Davis. Much more to come. We'll talk to his father and the head coach of Detroit Mercy Basketball, Mike Davis, coming up in just a moment here on Titans Media Day.